Hello friends of the electrified charging funnel and welcome to Electrified Speicher. And when you're on the way, on the go with such an ELROQ or the ENIAC, but this video is about the ELROQ, so with such an ELROQ you might have your partner or your family with you, but sometimes even your worthy and trusted best co-pilot. I'm not talking about route guidance nor the travel assist, I'm talking about forepath and a lot of curiosity. Your best friend, your dog, might travel with you, and this video is dedicated to him, because the dog is way more than just a bit of fur on the rear seat. How to make it comfortable for him in such an ELROQ? In the boot, on the rear seat. How about safety? What about accessories? What about heat in summer? What options do you have for cooling the car and cooling the dog? Accessories and everything all around your dog and the ELROQ. Therefore here you get the complete ELDOG guide. Your dog and the ELROQ. Let's go. When you want to transport your dog in a car, well, obviously the first place to put him is the boot. And the ELROQ has a lot of boot to offer, and a dog of whatever size you have fit in here, yet only when the hatch is open. Keep in mind, if you close the hatch, the parcel shelf goes down, and even a mid-sized dog cannot sit anymore. He has to lay down. So, of course, you can remove the parcel shelf and just put it away back here, and now enough space for your dog again. But keep in mind, if you have your dog just in the boot like this, you cannot put anything else in the boot because no luggage or baggage would fit. And this cloth here really loves dog hair and never gives those dog hairs back. Therefore, it might be beneficial to put some extras in. The first thing I would put in is something like this, just a cover for all of this area. Well, the ELROQ has this area completely made with plastic and no painted body. Therefore, if it scratches, it doesn't hurt that much, yet it still hurts. Therefore, something like this is quite convenient. And this is just with the Velcro. You put it in and you see all the stains from our dog here to make the entry more easy. The next thing you might want to consider is to put something in the boot that protects it from dog hair, dog scratches, and even with a padding makes it more comfy for the dog. You can put such mats in with the parcel shelf here in the back, yet I wouldn't recommend it. I would remove the parcel shelf in that case and then put in such a cover. There are millions of covers available, and I've just grabbed one which suits the ENIAC and the ELROQ as well from Amazon, and the mechanism is basically always the same. You put the back around the headrests like this, just clip them there, and then you just align it into the boot like this, and the rest is done, and that will become a problem with Velcro. More often the side protection comes with a Velcro as well, yet there is no cloth in the ELROQ where you can attach this. You cannot make this work on no side, and therefore if you want such a mat, which comes in quite handy even with that protection, well, you should look for something that's got a strap on the side to attach it, for example here or here, because otherwise this will not protect the sides of your boot. If you do not want to give the whole space of the boot to your dog, well, there are some solutions. For example, of course, the dog kennel. But if you do not want to go with a dog kennel and your dog does not need all the space, or you don't want to give the whole space of the boot to him, well, there is another solution. I don't have it here, but a viewer of mine sent me really good pictures from his ELROQ where he puts a dog guard up here and then a boot divider in the middle. And when you use these parts, well, you separate the boot into two parts. One specifically for the dog and the other for luggage or whatever you want to put there. He also added a floor mat for the dog, and he has a dog stair to make it more easier for his older dog to get into the car. This is also a really good solution for the boot, because if you need the whole boot for yourself, you just remove the boot divider, you can leave the dog guard in the boot and can make use of your boot again. Well, the next obvious choice, if you do not want to go with boot divider, is a dog kennel. And there are plenty on the market. I've got several here. Some of them are from the company 4Pets, one is from another company. And just for showcasing, this is a 4Pets Carré, and it looks a bit like the football helmet of Hulk. And when I put that into the boot, you get a good feeling of the size this boot can provide for a dog kennel. As you can see, this is not much, because this is a really small box, rather for cats and small dogs, up to 15 kilograms, and it really takes up a lot of space. Yet this is more for the rear seat or the passenger seat, and I will show you there. So let's step to the real dog kennels. And the first one I have here is from a company named Trixie from Germany. You can buy it online, for example, at Amazon. And this is their model M. So the second smallest size available. I've got a size chart here. S would also fit, yet all the other bigger ones will not fit the ELROQ. And if you look at this, well, this is a close call. It's already here on the plastic, and you have to put it in the middle. And well, the box is quite okay. Yet now we have a dog of the size of an Australian Shepherd or a smaller Border Collie, yet he refuses to get into that box. It's too small for him, it's not high enough. So when we tried, he refused, and at the end he just jumped besides the box rather than into it. It could be a good choice if your dog fits, but keep in mind, you can only operate this box directly in the middle of the boot, because on the side, if I move it over, it's already out of the boot. The other option would be to get the rear seats in a more upward position, to get the box deeper into the car, yet then you have no stability on the rear seats anymore. Obviously, the box you see now does not fit the ELROQ, at least with the back seat not folded. Yet, if you follow that channel along, you know that box, because this is the one we use in our ENYAC. It's a 4Pets Pro 3M, and its size is too big for the ELROQ, yet this box proved its value every time we use it, and we use it on a daily basis. And here it is, a fitting dog kennel from 4Pets for the ELROQ. And this one here is the 4Pets Pro Noir 4S. Yes, I know, a lot of numbers, a lot of codes. Noir simply because it is that matte black aluminium finish, not the silvery one. And the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 are for the width of the box, where 4 basically means about 80 centimeters and 3 just 68 centimeters, so 2/3 of your boot. And the numbers S, M, and L are for the depth. S is the smallest one with 73.5 centimeters, which perfectly fits the ELROQ. M is 10 centimeters more, and L even 10 centimeters more, so 93 centimeters. M and L do not fit the ELROQ. This is the larger 4S, and you can see it. And even if I move it to the side completely, it still fits the boot, so you have the space on the side. And if your dog fits into a, for example, 3S, well, it would be around here. And to attach this box, well, of course you get straps as well, like with the other box, now in black as it is noir. And you simply put it around the metal here, and from behind again around the metal up here like this. And the box is tight and secured in the boot. You saw that already in a lot of my ENYAC videos. And then you're good to go. We more often put a blanket into the box for our dog, so just he has a bit more comfort you don't have to. That's up to you, as you can see. And then Marley really enjoys this box. It works quite well. It's even a bit large for him. So you would even get a larger dog inside this box. And on their website, you'll find explanations for every box, what dog size fits in and which car fits to the box or which box fits which car. At that point, I want to put a disclaimer in this video because the box just behind me, as well as Hulk's football helmet, the Carré, was sponsored by 4Pets and given to me for free to do this video. Because simply, I cannot buy every equipment I want to show you. It's too expensive. And I am really happy about 4Pets doing this because let me give you 3 reasons why you can trust my verdict on this kennel and why 4Pets is a good company. First off, the one you saw in our ELDOG, the silver one, the 3M, we bought ourselves 3 years ago from our own money and we tested it daily. I can assure you the quality is really outstanding. Second, they manufacture in Europe. To be more precise, they build those boxes here in Romanshorn in Switzerland. But the third reason is the most important one. Behind 4Pets is a non-profit organization called Brügli. They are a social institution and they help people with mental, psychological and physical impairs or challenges that they can live a life on their own. And with that in mind, well-made quality, produced in Europe, with a social mission behind it, I can definitely stand that they are a really, really good choice if you want a dog kennel in your car. Now this ELROQ, as you see, is equipped with a transport package or the travel package, however it is called in your country. And you see it with a leveled floor here. Down here you have that styrofoam insert and therefore if you put a dog kennel in, it's already perfectly leveled so the dog can easily enter the box. But what if you do not have the transport package? Let me do a quick simulation of this and basically you're running into a smaller problem here. Because if you do not have the leveled floor but the lower floor, like this here, well, the dog kennel would not open up. It's just too deep inside your boot. These couple of centimeters down here, these 6 centimeters are enough to not let you open the door. Therefore, there are leveling options from most manufacturers. You could be beneath the box to get it on the correct level. Yet, if you already know that you will transport a dog in a dog kennel in your ELROQ, I would highly recommend you to opt in for that transport package, for that styrofoam insert here, because it's not very expensive. It is quite easy to remove, as you already saw, if you don't need it. But if it's in the car and the floor is on top, you have an even perfectly leveled floor to put the dog kennel on. And in case that none of those dog kennels suit your preferences or are the right ones for your dog, well, there's of course always the option for a custom-built one, which will be perfectly fitted to your needs, the needs of your car, and of course the needs of your dog. This is mainly the most expensive variant you can go for, but if you have no other choice, this should be the option to go for. You will find those manufacturers in nearly every country who will make a dog kennel specific for your needs. If you do not want to put your dog into the boot, well, the next best option would be the rear seat. There you've got 3 options. The first one, of course, is such a mat. And I already installed one here, which comes from Amazon. You find millions of them on Amazon. Which one to choose? Well, I just chose one I thought which might be good, which could fit. And it turns out it does it quite well. They are more or less all the same. Even Škoda had an own one, but it's on sale. I guess they throw it out of their program. So let's have a look at this one here. You just tied it up here to the neck piece there again, and to the headrest, and up to the handlebars, and at the front again to the headrest. And then you've got that protection cover here, which lies just on your rear seat. and the better ones have some Velcro down here where you reach to the seat, where you can put in the belt for your dog. And with such a protection mat, well, you have at least a bit of room defined for your dog, some protection that he cannot directly jump to the front seats, but that's it. Well, you can have the seat belt for your dog, which keeps him a bit more safe, yet he still has plenty of room to run or to do whatever he wants to do. So this is maybe only an option for more calm dogs who can easily rest in the car. And in case of an accident or a sharp break, well, not much protection. Therefore, a lot of people tend to use dog boxes or dog seats. I have a dog box here, not a seat, which basically is some sturdy fabric which you just put together with some zippers to a box. So I just placed the box, which is size L. The bigger one is XL, then there's M and S. This is for a dog with 25 kilos and for our dog a bit too large. And you just tie it again to the headrests up here. It's just looking a bit odd because I still have the protection map in the car. I didn't remove it. And then you've got that folded box. You've got the zipper down here so you can put the seat belt through. And this box has several advantages. One is, of course, you have the space here on the side where a person can sit when you remove the protection mat, or you could put other stuff here, and the dog has a really defined space. Your dog needs to accept something like this. It's not for every dog, yet it is not very high, so the dog could possibly jump out when not on a leash, so not on a seat belt. If you prefer to transport your pet on the rear seat, in a dog kennel or in a transport box, well, one could be this 4Pets Carré. One fine thing of this box is additionally equipment is available, and one of it is ISOFIX. Therefore, you can just use those clamps here, like you know, from a child seat, and attach them to the ISOFIX holding points here in the rear. And when you do so, you just have to tighten them again. And the box is already secured. You do that on the straps here in the front. And as you now see, the box fits perfectly in, is perfectly tight. You can open both sides like this to have access to your pet or get your pet in and out. You can remove the inner padding here to wash it. And in case that you have to brake, well, you see, nothing can happen. The box is safe and your pet is safe as well. If you now want to have this small dog kennel on the passenger seat in the front, well, you see, there is no problem. And of course, you could attach it here also with the ISOFIX, but let's do it the other way. What if you want to use the safety belt for it? And therefore, first off, we have to remove the inner padding, and the inner padding looks like this. And you can also remove the interior of the lining so you can wash it. And then the next thing is you open up a small flap, a hatch inside the box. Then you grab the seat belt and put it in the box. And you put it down here. Next, you'll attach this strap here to keep the belt in place. Let me put the camera a bit more down. You put that strap back here to keep it in place. Then put the belt on the other side out of the box. Close that flap, secure it, and then just fasten the seat belt on the other side. And you're done. And in case that you have to do a harsh brake, again, the box is totally secured. I didn't tighten the seat belt as much as I should, but I think you understand the principle. But there's one important thing you should know. Whenever you put that box on that front seat, no matter whether with ISO strap or with a seat belt, here it is already stated, deactivate the passenger's airbag. You do it here, just put it to off, like with a child seat, because whenever you have something like a child seat or like that dog kennel on the front seat, you do not want that airbag to be opened in case of an accident. One important thing, if you've got your dog on the rear seat or even the front, the passenger's seat, well, you need a dog belt, so a seat belt for your dog. I have 3 of them here. But first off, let's look at a real rear seat belt. This one here from Škoda, from the ELROQ, which keeps a human safe, which is certified. And if you look at that, well, it's chrome and it's hardened steel, and you see it's about 3 millimeters thickness, yet it's enough to keep a human safe. Most dogs are not as heavy as humans, so therefore you might go with lower standards. And the first thing when it comes to a dog belt is it has to be short. It is there to limit the movement of your dog, so that in case of an accident, he doesn't smash towards the front seats or towards your cockpit. So don't have them long for convenience for your dog. This is not for convenience, as this is not for convenience. And the second thing is, well, you've got 3 specific points where those things could fail. One is the belt itself. It should be of sturdy fabric, which is perfectly fine. Think of this also woven fabric. And then you've got the clip for the seat buckle, this one up here, and the attachment for your dog. And when you look at them, I have 3 different here of different quality. And just have a look at the sizes. The upper one is 2.5 millimeters, the middle one is 2 millimeters, and the last one is just 1.5 millimeters compared to the 3 millimeters of Škoda. And you see the quality, it's not on par with what Škoda provides you. And this looks kind of sturdy and really good, as does this one here. And this one is a bit special. It has another attachment, it has this hook here, so you can put it on those points in the car where you put the seat for your children. And when you look at this, well, this one is just to hold it back. It has no security function. It's only this hook. And I don't know if I would trust this hook because you need perfect force just here, down here, to have this well protected. As soon as some force is applied in a different way, this will not hold your dog. I'm pretty sure about that. With this one here, well, you might think you've done something very good for your dog. You have a carabiner, which really takes a lot of force in a closed, when it's closed. But again, the weak point is up here. So just watch out that this is really good made to keep your dog safe in the car. If you want Škoda's own solution for this, for that security net behind the rear seat or behind the front seat, well, it comes in that little bag here and looks like this. This is it, a sturdy net which has attachment points to put in the car. And one important thing to know, if you want to have this original one from Škoda, you have to buy it when you configure the car and order it, because you have attachment points up in the roof which cannot be retrofitted. They need to put them in at the factory. So if you want that, please do not forget to order this. And now, well, it's kind of easy to put it into the car, and we mount it now behind the front seats. Heat in the car is a life threat for your dog in summertime. We all know how quick a car can heat up, and so does the ELROQ or the ELDOG. And if you do not ventilate that heat, your dog might only have a couple of minutes to live. Therefore, if you are afraid of this, never let your dog in summer heat in the car, period. But there are certain options how to manage that. And we talk about a standing car, and you have to leave the car, because if you're in it, you can just run the AC. And since you've got an EV, you think Tesla and other brands right now. The dock mode, yes, a specific mode where the car, when it's locked and you are not in it, just keeps cooling the car as long as the high voltage battery provides power and keeps your dog comfortable and safe. And even on the display it states, everything is fine and my owner will be back soon. Yet your ELROQ, your ELDOG, no MEB Volkswagen car has this mode. This is a pity, but that's how it is. but you're still capable of doing something in case you need to leave the dog in the car. Well, there's the traditional way. Open the hatch of the boot and open the windows so there is just air flowing through the car. Yet if you do not want to do this, what could you do? Well, you find some options in the software, and we look at those options right now. And you would guess hitting climatization will be it, but it's not here. Don't go here. Instead, go to the vehicle settings, stationary air conditioning up here, and there you can set a temperature which is immediately used when you use just cool immediately, which is a shortcut up here like this one, but you can also use it in the goodbye screen if you just exit the car. Let me do this. Here, air condition now. And if you activate that, well, in my case, it would be 20 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Just enough for a small shopping or something like this. If you need more time, make use of the departure timers here. Set them like now. For it's 2 p.m., set them to 2:30 and 3 p.m., activate them. And now you have a cooling when you use the right day. Now you have cooling for 1.5 hours, safe, programmed to the car. But you could also make use of the My Škoda app. And in the My Škoda app, you can set a target temperature and you can run it instantly, which again is the same function as up here, and you have 30 minutes of climatization, and you can constantly hit that button, yet you have to rely on that app, and we all know it's not that much reliable. So if you are confident this works, well, this is the way to go. But if you've got an iPhone like I have, you have something called shortcuts. And shortcuts is pretty handy because you find some shortcuts for the My Škoda app. I don't know if Android has something similar, I would bet, but I'll show it here. And within shortcuts, and even though I set this to English, there is still some German stuff left, you have Start My Škoda Climate Control. And this basically, again, just triggers, as you now saw, the instant immediate climatization. And if you build that into an automation just here, well, you can also use this for several occasions. Heat when standing or heating up of the car when standing in summer is not the only heat problem a dog might have. Because as I already said, when the dog is in the boot, there is less air circulation because here is no air vent in the back. And when you've got luggage on the rear seat or passengers, it could be that not much of the cooled air comes towards the boot, and though it is warmer here. And there's one specific thing Škoda already provides to you, which helps a lot, and you can see it directly here. This is not simply tinted glass, it's the sunset glass, and that keeps a lot of heat outside. This is really handy when you've got a dog. So you've got an insulation on the left and on the right, and if you are afraid that your dog might see too much light, well, you could also use these sunscreens, yet they do not prevent any heat from coming in. Also, the rear window here has a bit of insulation towards warmth. But what if this all is not enough? Well, in that case, a lot of accessories here, I know, we go with a small ventilator, like this battery powered one with an 8000 milliampere battery, which has 5 levels, and you can turn it into every direction like you want. And on level 1 and level 2, it's nearly complete silent and has already quite a good ventilation. Let me show you. This is level 1. I take such a poo bag for demonstration, and here you go. Starting with level 3, well, you can hear this little guy, but there's a lot of power in it. And on level 1 or 2, this can run all day long in your boot without external power. Yet, if you want external power, you can have it with an USB-C port right here. And you have several options. You could use an USB-C to 12-volt cable to plug it into the 12-volt plug, but we use this for the fridge. You could get an adapter, 12-volt to 5-volt USB-A or USB-C, or like we do, well, you can take this cable from the rear seat. And where to put this guy? Well, maybe here. With this clamp, you can perfectly fit him wherever you want it, like here, or some upper part here, or even on the dog box directly. This little fella here is already in the accessory department, so let's talk accessories. And what looks like much isn't, because when we are on the road with our dog, we don't carry lots of accessories with us. Well, as you are already, I guess, a dog owner, I don't have to tell you much about this, because you know what your dog needs when traveling. Of course, you will have some leash with you. What is way more important here is that you do not have only a dog collar, but I don't have to tell you. You know that you should take a harness for your dog, especially if you have to fix him with a seat belt, because never put such a seat belt on the dog collar. Always put it on a harness, because in case when you have to brake, the dog will strangulate himself on the dog collar, but not on the harness. Then, of course, the poo bags. There's not always a dispenser for poo bags where you go, so we take just a couple of them with us and something to play for our dogs. And our dog loves retrieving, loves sniffing and searching for stuff, so we've got those bags. This is also for throwing, putting into holes, and this one here with that line on it, this is for dragging it out of trees or from a height, so he can pull on that line and retrieve the goodies. And then, well, the most obvious one, again, I don't have to explain to you, it's water. However you carry that water, in a bottle, or if you just share your water with him, maybe you have some pot to put it in, like this double one here from Škoda, which I find quite handy, because you have the food on the one side and you can leave a bit of it even in it, and the water on the other. And yeah, maybe such a bottle where you can flip this thing over, so he can drink out of here, and you have the water back in here, and when you flip the little button inside, you see the water's coming out. The dog can drink as much as he wants, and when you flip it over again, the water runs back into the bottle, at least most of it, yet you will still at the end want to put the rest of the water to the ground when using something like this. Whatever you prefer, there's a lot of on the market. So for us, it reduces down to just the bare minimum. And what I really find handy in the Škoda is that I can stow all of this in those compartments at the side. Nothing is in my way then, and this is really cool. Those I would love to see in my ELDOG. Dogs definitely need more brakes when traveling than their humans in the front of the car. Yet humans also should make a lot of brakes and be active in that brake and not sit in the car whilst charging, because it helps you to relieve stress and to stay focused. And therefore an EV is perfect fit for traveling with a dog. Because you have to make charging brakes. And when we come to an ELROQ or an ELDOG, and you know it from our road trips, you are about to travel, let's say 2.5 to 3 hours, and then charge 20 to 25 minutes. What is also important is to check whether the charging spot has something where the dog can go to, like some trees, or at least a bit of a lawn, something like that, not only concrete, so that he can do what he has to do, that he has something to play on, to run, and to relax, because this is really important when it comes to driving. 2 to 3 hours of traveling and then making a break of at least 15 minutes, better 20 to 30 minutes, is good for most dogs. And this perfectly fits to your ELROQ. You saw all of my road trips. Normally we drive about 3 hours and then we have a break of 25 to 30 minutes. Our dog Marley loves that. So when you now think of your ELROQ as your companion to go with your best buddy, well, it's a perfect fit from driving and charging, and I bet if you experience this, your dog will love it. When it comes to traveling with a dog in a car, there are thousands of opinions on how to do that. Everyone should know for his own dog what is the best way to do it. So one does it like this and the other does it like this. And there is a lot of discussion going on when talking about such topics. And one might say you are doing it completely wrong, while the other would say exactly the same, and I know better, and the next one knows even better. Therefore, this video just should give you a small insight, just give you options, show what could be. It should not tell you how to do it. It should not tell you that this is the correct way. And we can discuss down in the comments how you see it, what you would do. And everyone can learn from each other. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and write me in the comments what I could do better next time, what you would like to see. And consider to subscribe so you do not miss out content on ENYAC, on ELROQ, or content with dogs. And maybe consider to support me via PayPal. You find a link in the description down below to keep that channel running, as with this video again, it is not sponsored. And yes, there's advertising up there, I know, because this car was provided by Škoda, so I could show you an ELROQ because simply I do not own one and I needed one for this video. And then I hope we see each other in the next video, and until then, stay full of energy.